Republican senators and representatives voted against supplementing disaster relief in a government funding extension, which was passed by both houses of Congress. Many of the Republican lawmakers voted against the provision of additional necessary funding to the Federal Emergency Management Agency FEMA, represent states that were hit particularly hard by partial list of Republicans who voted against FEMA relief before Helene battered their home states. MSN, North Carolina, Representative Dan Bishop, Senator Ted Budd, South Carolina, Representative Jeff Duncan, Representative Russell Fry, Representative Nancy Mace, Representative Ralph Norman, Representative William R. Timmons IV, Senator Tim Scott, Georgia, Representative Richard McCormick, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Representative Mike Collins, Representative Andrew S. Clyde, Florida, Representative Daniel Webster, Representative Michael Waltz, Representative Bill Posey, Representative Corey Mills, Representative Anna Paulina Luna, Representative Laurel M. Lee, Representative Matt Gaetz, Representative Brian Donalds, Representative Kat Kamek, Representative Gus M. Beliricus, Representative Aaron Bean, Senator Rick Scott refused to vote. Tennessee, Representative Tim Burchett, Representative Andrew Ogles, Representative John W. Rose, Senator Marsha Blackburn, Senator Bill Hagerty.
So I'm just going to get this out there to say it plain as day. Congress controls spending for the federal government. Congress, not the executive branch, the president, judicial, Supreme Court. No, Congress. Any federal spending must be House, Senate, any of that. This is what Donald Trump was actually impeached for, was the House had allocated funds, the Congress had allocated funds for spending on Ukraine. He intended to step in the way of that and divert that money or withhold that money for political favors. He changed money that had already been allocated by Congress. That is an impeachable offense. Congress controls the money. I don't understand. I guess I do kind of understand how more people don't know this, but it's easy to really just look it up. And so many Republicans are out here using this as a talking point right now because of the storms and everything happening in the southeastern United States. Oh, it's the Biden administration's failure of allocating the proper funds. Allocating any funds from the federal budget is the responsibility of Congress, meaning the House of Representatives right now would be where that starts. The House of Representatives is held by Republicans. The Speaker of the House is Mike Johnson, Republican from Louisiana. Right now, Mike Johnson refuses, though having been asked by the president to return from recess and to recall the House to have a budget bill to get additional emergency funding. He refuses to come back until after the November 5th election. That is his current stance. Why would he do that? Because the Republicans want to use this moment to score political points by saying it's the Biden administration, it's Joe Biden, it's Kamala Harris. They're the ones who are misusing these funds and they're reallocating to all these other places. We'd rather all this wild speculation go on, but they know that it's their job. They know that they would have to come back and start that bill and start that process to get that funding moving in the right direction. They know and understand that, but they're hoping that you don't know and understand that. So that's why I'm telling you, it is a congressional responsibility to handle spending from the federal budget. Stop spreading these wild lies that it's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. No. That's not how government works. And this is one of the reasons that Republicans so much want to tear down the educational system in this country any more than it already is so that they can continue to spread lies like this and go unimpeded. It is a congressional responsibility to handle the federal budget and federal spending. Does the president sign off on that? Yes. But that bill has to start in Congress. Stop saying it's the president.
First of all, Kamala Harris isn't in charge of anything. She's VP. You ever hear Donald Trump tell you that Mike Pence was in charge of anything other than certifying the election? Even that was mostly ceremonial. So this isn't about Kamala Harris, and it shouldn't even be about any of these politics. But let me just tell you as a matter of fact, okay? Nobody has taken any money that is for disaster relief and gave it to migrants. And if you want to complain about the apportionment of money, okay, point the finger at Congress. They're the ones who do it. And as much as some people would love to have a president have plenary authority to do whatever they want, a president can't just take what Congress does and then move money around any way they see fit. And by all reports, the problem that we're going to have with the recovery here is the scale and the depth of the damage, not a lack of resources. And if they need more, then that's on Congress to give us more. So my take is, this is ugly politics with people who've already been victimized, and it's the wrong time, even during an election.
Just how strong the wind is blowing there. Now, the storm surge, that is what could prove deadly. Warnings cover almost all of Florida's western coast, and some parts could see it up to 13 feet of storm surge. Now, even before the hurricane hit, at least 19 confirmed tornadoes touched down, causing damage across the state. All of this, so many people are cleaning up after Hurricane Helene just 2 weeks ago. More than 350,000 people are already without power, and there is concern that some of the hardest hit areas could be out of power for weeks.
You know this is just the beginning. Lights crumble down when the truth comes out. It broke my heart to put that tumor in her head. What?
No. Do you remember that one time when President Biden was like, hey, Congress, can you all come back from vacation so we can vote to send more money to hurricane victims? He asked because they already spent all the FEMA money that they could, and you need Congress to approve new funding. So then Mike Johnson, the Republican leader of the House, the Speaker of the House, said, no, we're not going to come back from vacation right now. Instead, let's wait until after the election. The Republican Congress leader said they'd rather be on vacation still. So even though people need aid from Helene right now, and they're about to need more aid because Milton is coming here, even though they need that spending to be approved immediately for people's lives to be saved, the Republican Speaker of the House said, no, we're going to stay on vacation and not come back for an emergency meeting. Do you remember that? Oh, and that's why there's no more FEMA aid and why they have to wait now, because there's no funding from Congress. That's where the money's going. It's not that they don't want to send it. It's the fact that they literally refuse to meet to even vote on this because the Republicans are holding them back. Do you remember that? Because it just happened. And already people are politicizing this the other way around, which is really strange because only Congress has the power to send more money. And only Congress is sitting on their ass on vacation. Make sure you put the blame on the right person. It's the Republican Congress that is holding this back and making sure that people don't get aid. People who need it. People who are dying. They'd rather wait until after the election. Why do you think that is?
It's literally, what is FEMA? So my daughter, whose house got completely wiped out, she has no flood insurance, meets with a FEMA person, applies for everything she doesn't get the $750 that Kamala says that she's supposed to get, gets approved for $300 for personal items. What is that going to do? That's literally what she got. Her entire first floor is wiped out. We hauled everything off. It's gone. So what is FEMA? And being a mayor,
so they didn't even give her the full $750.
They didn't even give her $750. Denied the $750.
They gave her $300.
They gave her $300. That won't even cover what's in the refrigerator.
And they said that FEMA has come in and shut down the landfill, shut down the waste management's transfer station, and that we were not allowed to dump there, and we had to go to these FEMA sites. I said, well, where are these FEMA sites? No one can tell us. And they still didn't have the information. So I decided to call one of the biggest companies in the area, definitely a competitor, and I said, look, I'm a smaller business, and I'm curious, do you guys know where we're supposed to empty the storm debris? And I apparently got on the phone with someone pretty high up in the company. I don't know if it was the owner or the owner's son, but he was really well informed, pretty pissed off about the situation. He started to laugh and said, yeah, there's 3 dump sites set up by FEMA, and they're for resident use only. You cannot go in there with a commercial grade truck. You cannot go in there with a commercial grade trailer. You can't go in there with anything with any lettering on it. And they had asked them, well, what do you suggest that we do with the thousands of bins that we have rented out, full of trash, ready to go to the landfill right now? And they said, dump it back in the people's driveways. FEMA will get around to cleaning up on our own. So He said, what do you mean FEMA's going to clean up? They said, over the course of the next year, FEMA will be picking up all the trash. So in the meantime, over the course of the next year, and this is from personal eyewitness thing, as I was dropping off dump trailers, within 2 days, there's mold inside people's homes. That mold doesn't stop growing just because you take the trash out and you put it at the road. It's going to be growing at the road. Today, when I was driving through Shore Acres down Overlook Drive and Shore Acres Boulevard, there are dozens of rats hopping from pile to pile. It is an absolute breeding ground. And they want all that stuff to sit there for a year while they clean up. We got all the stuff picked up. It's in bins. We're ready to go to the landfill, and they're refusing us at the landfill, and they're suggesting that we take this stuff back and dump it in your yards. We need you to call the city, call the mayor, call FEMA, call the Pinellas County landfill, call Governor Ron DeSantis. Speak up. Otherwise, we're going to be staring at this trash for over a year. That's insane. This isn't about making money. I dropped my prices to help people out. I just want to get St. Pete cleaned back up, and they want it to stay a shit show. I mean, I really hate to come on here and be acting like conspiracy theorists, but I remember when Katrina happened and people were talking about concentration camps being set up in New Orleans by FEMA. I thought that was crazy. Then we heard about Hawaii getting burned, and because of X and social media, people were actually able to hop on and show what was going on. We saw FEMA step in and do jack crap. I don't know, but we all need to stand up and voice ourselves to get St. Pete cleaned up. Otherwise, we're going to be dealing with a mess for a really long time.